What is up, YouTube? We're back with part 2 of like how to create basically this banner right here. But the only difference between this video and the last video is this one is now black and white, and we're actually going to be using different colors. And overall, this is going to be a great tutorial. The only changes I see myself doing is using different colors and probably showing you guys how to create a different style of text, or in a different way probably. So sit back, relax, grab your juice. If you don't got juice, go outside and buy something to drink. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, sub, comment, and don't share this to anyone. Yeah, please do like that. As you guys can see, I have purples. We're actually gonna try and pronounce this name for once. Pobs. Yeah, I'm gonna call them Pobs. You know what? I like that better. But anyways, today I'm gonna be showing you how to create this banner right here. Should be simple, fast. I am gonna be going fast, but fast like to the point where we don't need to make two parts for this video. So make sure to know what you're doing and follow exactly my instructions. And yeah, let's jump right into this. So first thing we're gonna do is jump into our render settings. We're gonna have the noise on, and then samples rate for our render. We're gonna have at 4096. Make sure our transparent background is on. We're gonna go to the output properties, 1920 by 1080, 100% for the resolution. And then for our output itself, we're gonna have the compression at 0, colored at 8, and RGB plus A for basically a transparent background. First thing I'm gonna do right now is create a new camera, so let's do that. Oh, we already have a camera, but you know what? I want to switch. So now that we got our new camera, I'm gonna play with the focal length. I'm gonna set it to 24. Yeah, just like this here. So I'm gonna pose our camera just like so. Now next thing I'm gonna be doing is posing my avatar. So as I said before, the posing is obviously up to you. This not avatar, but the pose is gonna be in the description as a template for you guys to use. And yeah, so let me just select this. Okay, thank you. J, parent this to the head. This is a step you guys should have done, and if you guys don't know how to parent your accessories to your head, for example, click your accessories first and then click the part you want it to be parent to. Click Ctrl plus P, and you can either set it as object or bone relative. Okay, now for the posing. So I'm just gonna have his leg kind of stretching, not too much. This leg, I'm gonna have it like this. I'm gonna have his torso going a bit back. The hands. I'll have him doing this pose. Because why not, obviously. So we'll have him like this, a little bit like this. Have his head look towards the camera. Let's see how it looks in render. Oh, this is looking very, very pleasant. I'm gonna say so myself. Have the camera like so. And we're done with the posing part. Next part is gonna be setting up our lighting. So I'm first gonna be creating an area light. Gonna bring up the size a bit. And just so we see what we're doing and how it affects our scene, I'm gonna be creating a new tab sort of type thing. And I'm gonna be setting it to render mode. And now I'm just gonna disable all of these. And there we go. Now we can see what we're actually doing with our scene. You guys obviously don't have to do this. I'm just doing this so you guys can see like the difference that's gonna be changing. So this banner is obviously gonna be blue and purple. And of course we're gonna be using the pack. So I'm gonna bring up the power. Gonna duplicate this light to right here. And this time, instead of it being purple, because this is a mixed color, I'm gonna be setting this color to bluish, but much brighter, just like so. and we'll have it just like this. And I'll also duplicate the purple light to the top, just like so. Lower the power, and the last thing I'm going to be doing is adding, not adding, but making our hats and stuff much more reflective. Or we actually, maybe we can. Oh no, this is the viewport. Yeah, we can't do that, obviously. I forgot the method I was following, so we sadly can't do this for this specific avatar just because. And yeah, the only thing I'll probably do is lower the roughness of the, not lower the roughness, increase the roughness of our player. Next thing, I'll lower these. I'll have the specular maybe like this, metallic like so. And there we go. Now I'm gonna render this out, move this into Photoshop, and I'll see you guys in Photoshop. And this is not gonna be a part 2. Thank God. So yeah, I'll see you guys in Photoshop. We made it into Photoshop. Yes sir, yes sir. So this is obviously gonna be a very fast tutorial just because I made you guys this specific pack that should help you guys honestly produce better banners, I guess. Just because I gave you guys free template backgrounds for you guys to use for your own banners, honestly. So yeah, the only thing I'm going to be showing you is probably how to create a different style of text and different lighting, as I said before. So first thing we're going to be doing is decreasing our character size, just like this. I'm going to make him a bit smaller just because we can barely see anything. And make sure your avatar is behind the black bars, just like this. I'll maybe increase the size a bit. And yeah, I think this is looking very, very good. Now I'm going to be going to the pack, obviously. I'm going to hide this layer, open it up, and I remember I made a specific background for this avatar. There we go. So I'm going to duplicate this to our banner. I'm going to be setting this behind our main character. Now we're going to be going into the blending options of our character. So double clicking this empty space. I'm going to be adding a color overlay. I'm going to be setting it to the same color as the background. Or you know what? I'm going to set it to white just because I want it to be bright. And I'll set it to overlay, but not too bright. And now I'm going to be adding a inner glow. I'm going to bring up the size. And I'm going to make it purplish. Maybe a bit brighter. I'm going to increase the size, opacity, and I'm going to add a auto glow. And I'm going to be trying to see if blue looks nice. Yeah, honestly, blue looks good, not gonna lie. So I'll bring up the size, just like this. I'm gonna add a stain, obviously, just so he fits our banner correctly and doesn't look off. And I'm gonna be pressing, okay. Next thing I'm gonna be doing, obviously, is creating our text. So for the text, the way we're gonna be doing this is, you'll see in a minute. I'm gonna be setting our color to white. There we go. And I'm gonna type the name on the banner, which is gonna be Pebbles. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I pronounced this wrong again, but hey, it is what it is. Just like this. I'm gonna increase the size, just so it's fairly big but not too big. I'm gonna move the character, to be honest, a bit sad, just so we have more room for the text. And I'll honestly scale down the text just a tiny bit. Now I'm gonna be, for this video specifically, you know what, I'm gonna change the font. Yeah, I'm gonna use this text font. Obviously this one is gonna be in the description. This is called Panton. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the name. And I'll again increase the size just because it kind of downscaled on us for some reason. Increase it just a tiny bit and just make sure it's centered. Now I'm going to be going into type, warp text, style, arc. I'm going to be setting the bend to maybe 5 or maybe 3, yeah. And I'm going to be messing with this vertical. I'll maybe set it to 9, yeah, I think 9 looks good. And I'm going to be clicking Ctrl+G on my keyboard to group this text. Now I'm going to be double clicking the text. I'm going to adding a stroke. I'm going to make sure the position is outside and not inside. And I'll maybe set it to 18, yeah. And I'll just change the color to blue. Honestly, it's going to be between blue and purple. Just so I get better results. Just because I'm going to be mixing this between the purple and the blue, okay. And another thing is the inner shadow, which is going to be black. I'm going to bring up the size. There we go. Magnificent. Now, honestly, you know what? I'm going to change the font, to be honest, just because I don't think this looks as good as it should be. So yeah, I'm gonna stick to the same font we did. So now I'm gonna squeeze it in a little bit to the side. Now next thing I'm gonna be doing is clicking Ctrl+G on my keyboard to duplicate the text. Now for the bottom layer, I'm gonna click Visualize Layer Style. I'm gonna be scaling this down. Gonna bring the text a bit down, not too much. Just like this. Next thing I'm going to be doing is clicking Ctrl+C on my keyboard to make the text a bit darker. Just like this. And I'm also going to be going into color overlay, making sure the background text is set to white, not white, but the blend mode is set to normal. And I'm going to copy the color that's a bit darker than our main text. Just like this. Now I'm going to be adding an empty layer above this, here so you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm going to add an empty layer, and I'm going to be going into brush mode, making sure my brush is set to hard, and I'm going to be connecting the letters again. So you want to click one point of like the letter, like this for example, and click the bottom part. So just like this, and just have it connected. And in order to actually control only this specific point, all you gotta do is hold in Alt and hold in your left mouse button, and that's it. Now we connect this, right click to make selection, and make sure our brush is set to the same color, obviously. And there we go. Now we're gonna be doing this to the entire text. So I'm honestly speed this part up because I already explained this in much more details in the last video. And there we go, now we're done. Now, as I said before, I am going to be showing you like a different method of doing a text, and I'm going to be doing that right now. So what you want to do is honestly go create a new layer. This time it's going to be below the layer we did before. It's honestly going to be below all the text, even the background text. And what we want to do is honestly, you see the entire this entire section is separated with the background. So what we're going to be doing is honestly connecting this along with a line. Yeah, I'm going to show you right now what I'm talking about. So we're going to be clicking one edge over here, and obviously we're going to use the pen tool. Next thing I'm going to be doing is going to the other side and clicking this part. So it's going to be like this, just like so. Let me just see how it looks. There we go, it looks good. Now I'm just going to be filling this entire area up with the background color. So the same color we have here, we're going to place it here. Just like so. There we go. And you can honestly do this to the text above. So I'm going to do it too. At the end I ended up not using this technique just because it didn't come out as good as I wanted it to. So ignore this section, and I think I'm just gonna stay with this honestly because it looks way better. Yeah, I think it looks better. And I just want to check and see if this is straight. I'm seeing here a tiny gap, so we're gonna put in effort and honestly fix it. So let's click this end right here, and let's click this end right here. I'm gonna fill it up Oh, just like this. Let me just check. And it should be straight. Yep, it should be straight. Now make selection. And fill this part out. Just like so. Now it feels much better. Now what we're going to be doing is grouping our entire text together. So Ctrl+J to create a duplicate of our text. We're going to save this for later just in case. Merge group. And now we're going to be double clicking. Going into gradient overlay. And I'm going to be setting this to not black and white. But I'm going to be setting it to purple and blue. A dark bluish. There we go. And I'm gonna play around with the scale. And I'm gonna be setting it to soft light or maybe overlay. Yeah, I think overlay would look nice. And just wait. I wanna set it to -90. Just like this. And I just want to see what black and white looks like. Yeah, black and white is not it. So now I need to do this again. So I'm going to be setting this to purple. I'm going to be setting this to blue. But at the same time, I want to use the blue I have right here. So it looks much better. And I'm going to bring up the brightness of this. And I'm going to lower the opacity. And I'll have it just like so. Then I'm going to be adding an inner glow. I'm going to be setting this to white this time. Going to scale it down just to where like it shows the edges. And I'm going to be adding an auto glow, which is also going to be white. And I'm going to scale it down. And let me just see how the text looks. I honestly think it looks good. I ain't gonna lie. We can honestly fix the text more with color correction, so that's exactly what I'm gonna be doing. So this is honestly it for this GFX. Now what I'm gonna be doing is grouping only the text and this together. So I created a new folder by clicking Ctrl+G. I'm gonna have this as backup, hide this below. I'm gonna merge this together. Now I'm going to be going into filter, and this is for Photoshop users only, so I'm sorry Photopea users, I'm very sorry. So next thing I'm going to be doing is going into basic, making sure this is much more bluish and much more purplish. I'm going to be making sure exposure is not too bright, but yet not too dark. I'm going to bring up the contrast, maybe not too much. Let me just see the before and after. There we go, I'll have it like this. Now I'll have the highlights. Just part up the tiny bit, maybe by +7. White. I'm gonna honestly lower this down a bit. The texture, I'm gonna have this brought up a bit, and the clarity. The vibrance, just a tiny bit. The saturation, not vibrance, my fault. I'm gonna be making this maybe going down a bit, going up a bit. There we go. I'm gonna adding sharpening, noise reduction, going into color mixer, and this is where the real enjoyment of this happens. Yeah, I just swallowed half of my sins, so sorry about that. My fault. And what I want to do honestly is make this a bit more pinkish, purplish sort of. Just like this. While also keeping some of it and making this a bit darker. And for the purple, we'll have it like this. I'll have it a bit darker. While also bringing it down a bit, the hue. There we go. I'm sorry, but I'm just trying to focus and do this. And I'm gonna bring up the midtones. For the highlights, I think this is let me see what can happen. Yeah, the highlights, I'm gonna keep it the same. So I'm gonna keep it at 0. Optics, I don't feel the need to use this. Effects, not grain. And can we use the bluish prime a little bit more? Maybe I'll set it to 0 and I'll just mess around with the saturation. And this is it, to be honest. I'm gonna be clicking OK. And there we go. This is looking much better than before. And this is it, to be honest. Yeah. Hope you guys actually enjoyed this video, and because it wasn't a 2-part video. And yeah, like, sub, comment, share this to your grandma. I'm sorry this was a fast tutorial, but if you guys want a more detailed tutorial and a much slower one, you can honestly watch the last video. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you for the people who entered the giveaway, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.